Look, I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to tell you the truth. If your life isn't where you want it to be, it's because you made it that way. And until you swallow that hard pill, nothing will change. No therapist, no podcast, no course, no guru, you have to move. Part 1: Excuses are lies. Excuses are comfort food for losers. I didn't have time. I wasn't born into money. My boss doesn't like me. My parents didn't support me. I've heard it all. Hell, I've used them all, but guess what? Excuses don't change your bank account. They don't improve your health. They don't build your business. They keep you exactly where you are. You either have results, or you have reasons. Pick one. Part 2: Responsibility equals power. Let me give you the real cheat code. Take extreme ownership, even if it's not your fault. Take responsibility, because responsibility means you can change it. If someone else is to blame, you're powerless, but if it's on you, that means you can fix it. That's power. Own everything. No one's coming to save you. Part 3: Emotion follows action. Stop waiting to feel ready. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is not. You take action first. The emotion comes after. Want to feel confident? Do things that build confidence. Want to be powerful? Make powerful moves. Even when you feel weak. Action drives identity. Part 4: You don't need more information. You don't have an information problem. You've watched more content than some people with 7-figure businesses. You don't need more. You need execution. Learn less. Apply more. Repeat. Get your reps in. Part 5: Constraints build strength. People love to talk about their disadvantages like they're life sentences. You're broke. Good. You're tired. Good. You're working 2 jobs. Good. That's fuel. Constraints are weights in your mental gym. They make you stronger. Stop wishing they'd go away. Use them. Part 6: Pain is the price of power. You want power. Then pay the price. It's going to hurt. It's supposed to. Waking up early, working when you're tired, getting rejected, failing in public. It all sucks, but it's the price of success. Everyone pays. The only question is, do you pay now or pay later with interest? The pain now buys the power later. Simple. Closing call to action. So here's the deal. No more excuses. Just power. Power through action. Power through ownership. Power through pain. And if you're not ready for that, get out of the way, because someone else is. Let me know if you want this turned into a slide deck, a short-form script, or if you want to personalize it for business, fitness, or mindset coaching. Excuses are lies. Plain and simple. They're convenient little stories we tell ourselves to feel better about not doing what we said we would do. That's it. They're mental candy. They taste good, but they rot your results. And just like sugar, the more you consume them, the more addicted you become to the comfort they give, and the more damage they cause. You say you didn't go to the gym because you were tired. That's a lie. You didn't go because you didn't prioritize it. You say you didn't have time to work on your business. Another lie. You just didn't want it bad enough to make the time. People think excuses are explanations. They're not. They're justifications for mediocrity. The second you start identifying them for what they are, lies, is the moment you begin to take back control. The moment you say, "This is on me," you flip the power dynamic. You move from victim to owner, but here's what most people won't tell you. Making excuses is easy because it lets you off the hook emotionally. You don't feel like a loser if you can tell yourself, "It wasn't my fault." That's the problem. It protects your ego in the short term, but it destroys your future in the long term. Excuses are the voice of the old version of you, the weak one, the one that's more committed to comfort than to greatness. You can either be committed to your excuses or committed to your results, but you can't be both. Let me break it down further. Every time you make an excuse, you're practicing avoidance. You're saying, "I'd rather stay the same than grow." You're rehearsing failure. And over time, those repetitions compound. They turn into habits. They become your identity. And then one day you wake up and you don't just make excuses, you are an excuse. A walking, talking explanation for why things never worked out. And you'll still have your stories. You'll still have your reasons. But you won't have results. So how do you fix this? Step 1. Catch yourself in the act. Write your excuses down. Seriously. I didn't have time today. I didn't know how. I was too tired. Get them out of your head and on paper. Step 2. Call BS on each one. Is it really true, or just easier to believe than the alternative? Step 3. Replace every excuse with a choice. Instead of I didn't have time, say I chose not to make time. Instead of I was too tired. Say I didn't push through. That hurts, yeah. But pain creates change. That's how winners think. That's how you stop being a liar to yourself. That's how you build power. No excuses. Just action. Just ownership. Just power. The moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment you take back your power. Most people don't get this. They think responsibility is a burden. They think it means blame. But it's not. It's leverage. It's the most freeing, most powerful position you can take, because when everything is your fault, then everything is within your control. Look, you can't change what you don't own. If you say, my life sucks because of my boss, my parents, the economy, my genetics, my upbringing, then guess what? You just gave away the steering wheel of your life. You're saying, I'm not in control. I'm just a passenger in someone else's car. That's not power. That's slavery. The truth is, power comes from ownership. Real ownership. Even when it's not your fault, especially when it's not your fault. When you say, this is on me, you stop waiting. You stop wishing. You stop blaming, and you start building. Let's say your team screws something up in your business. Is it your fault? Maybe not directly, but it's your responsibility. You hired them. You trained them or didn't. You set the culture. You set the standard. So if they fail, you own that. That mindset separates winners from everyone else. People who win in life, in business, in fitness, they don't waste energy pointing fingers. They spend their energy solving the problem. While the rest of the world is looking for someone to blame, successful people are looking for what they could have done better. Responsibility isn't about self-blame. It's about reclaiming agency. It's about saying, if I caused it, I can change it. And most people are waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel motivated, waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel inspired. And that's exactly why they're stuck. They've bought into this lie that you need to feel a certain way before you act. Like motivation is some magic force that shows up first and makes the work easy. But that's not how it works. Emotion doesn't lead behavior, behavior leads emotion. You don't feel confident and then go take bold action. You take bold action, survive it, and then confidence shows up. You don't wait to feel motivated to go to the gym. You go to the gym, get a few reps in, see yourself improving, then motivation kicks in. Feeling comes after, always. If you sit around waiting to feel like it, you'll never build anything meaningful. Because the days you feel like it are rare. And the days that matter most, the ones that move the needle, are usually the ones when you feel the least like doing anything. But if you can act without emotion, if you can do the thing regardless of how you feel, then you win. You can't control your feelings, but you can control your actions, and over time, those actions change how you feel about yourself. Every rep at the gym when you didn't want to go is a deposit into your confidence account. Every piece of content you post when you were scared of judgment builds your courage. Every cold call you make when you were nervous builds your certainty. Discipline is what builds momentum. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. And that discipline stacked day after day creates the very emotions you've been waiting on. This is where people mess up. They think they need positive vibes, or some special headspace to start. That's nonsense. You need motion. You need to move. Start small if you have to, but start. Action changes your state. You're tired, move. You're anxious, move. You're stuck in your head, move. Think of it like a fire. You don't wait for heat to start the fire. You light the match. The fire creates the heat. Same thing with action. Movement creates motivation, not the other way around. Want to feel powerful, do powerful things, even when you don't feel strong. Want to feel disciplined, do disciplined things, even when your brain is screaming at you to take the easy way out. That's how real power is built. So stop chasing feelings. Start chasing action. Do the work first, the emotion will catch up later. And if it doesn't, who cares? The results will. Emotion follows action, every time. Most people think they need more information to win. They don't, they need more execution. We live in the most information-rich era in human history. You've got access to free courses, podcasts, YouTube videos, Twitter threads, ebooks, PDFs, masterminds, workshops, and more. You can learn how to build a business, get six-pack abs, make $10K a month, master cold email all from your phone. So if knowledge was the answer, everyone would be rich, fit, and fulfilled by now. But they're not, because the gap isn't knowledge. The gap is application. The problem isn't not knowing what to do. The problem is not doing what you know. People hide behind information. It makes them feel productive. Watching another video, reading another book, taking another note, it's comfortable. It feels like work, but it's not. It's preparation disguised as progress, and preparation without execution is just procrastination with a nicer name. You don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what you do with what you know. A broke personal trainer can know everything about anatomy, nutrition, and strength training, but if they don't take action, sell their services, and train clients, they stay broke. Meanwhile, someone with half the knowledge but twice the execution will pass them in a year. Same goes for business. You can buy every course, you can attend every webinar, but until you actually build the funnel, write the emails, talk to customers, and sell the product, you've done nothing. Ideas don't make money. Execution does. So how do you fix it? First, stop overloading yourself with information. Cut your inputs. Pick one mentor, one strategy, one path, and stick with it long enough to get reps. Don't bounce between 10 playbooks. Pick one, run the plays, execute. Second, track your output, not your input. Don't measure how many books you read. Measure how many things you actually implemented. If you read a marketing book, what campaign did you build from it? If you watched a sales training, how many calls did you make? Input is entertainment. Output is transformation. Third, embrace boredom. Execution is boring. It's doing the same things every day, even when the novelty wears off. The real work is repetitive. Successful people aren't chasing dopamine, they're chasing results. That means getting good at doing the basics over and over and over. Reps beat research, always, so stop looking for the next hack. Stop downloading the next course. Pick something and go all in. Obsess over implementation. Take messy action, screw up, fix it, try again. The people winning right now, they're not the smartest. They're the ones doing the most reps the fastest. Execution is the game. Execution builds skill. Execution creates results. Information is everywhere. Execution is rare. Be rare. Most people look at their limitations like their curses. I don't have money. I don't have time. I didn't grow up with connections. And they treat these things like permanent roadblocks. But here's the truth. Your constraints aren't holding you back, they're building you. The people who grow the strongest are the ones who learn to operate under pressure, not with unlimited resources, not with perfect timing, not with a support system that does everything for them. They grow because they're forced to. You learn more about business when you have no budget. You get stronger when the weights are heavy. You become resourceful when options are limited. Constraints force creativity. They force focus. They eliminate fluff and expose what actually works. Having no time, that teaches you to prioritize. You stop wasting hours scrolling and start squeezing productivity out of every 15-minute window. That's a skill, that discipline. It stays with you long after you make it. No money, good. Now you'll learn how to sell. You'll learn how to build offers people actually want. You'll figure out how to trade skills, how to create value from thin air. You won't rely on paid ads or fancy tools, you'll rely on grit. That kind of experience makes you dangerous later. No connections, even better. That means you have to build your network from scratch. You learn how to reach out cold, how to build trust fast, how to create value in relationships without asking for handouts. And those relationships, they're stronger because you earn them. See, constraints create friction, and friction builds strength. Just like lifting weights, if there's no resistance, there's no growth. If the bar is too light, your muscles don't adapt, but add some load, now your body has to change. Same with life. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about using them. Constraints are the reason most successful people became who they are. They learned to operate in the dark. They figured it out without the map. They got stronger because life didn't give them shortcuts. But here's the thing, weak people want ideal conditions. Winners build under pressure. If you're struggling, that's your edge. If you're under-resourced, that's your superpower because you're learning how to play the game on hard mode. So when things do get easier later, you fly. People who had it easy crumble when the pressure hits. You've already been under pressure. You're built for it. That's why constraints are a gift. So stop looking at what you don't have and start using what you do. Don't say, I can't because. Start asking, how can I despite? That mindset shift alone changes everything. Your constraints don't limit your power, they forge it. Lean into them, push against them. Because the stronger the resistance, the stronger you become. Everyone wants success, but almost no one wants to pay for it. They say they want the body, the business, the money, the relationship, the freedom, but the second it gets hard, they start negotiating with pain. This is uncomfortable. This is stressful. I don't know if this is for me. That's the talk of someone who hasn't accepted the truth. Success has a price, and it's paid in pain. You don't get abs without hunger. You don't build a business without late nights, failures, and rejection. You don't level up your life without letting go of comfort, excuses, and sometimes people. There is no discount on the cost of success. You either pay now or you pay later with interest. And that interest comes in the form of regret, mediocrity, resentment, and wasted potential. It's the pain of looking back and knowing you could have done more but didn't. Every goal has a built-in payment system. You want to be rich, then you're going to eat crap for a while. You're going to get told no by 100 people before you get a yes. You're going to look stupid, feel broke, and question yourself. That's the price. You want to be strong. Then get used to the soreness. Get used to pushing through the reps when your body says stop. Get used to showing up tired, sore, and with zero motivation, but showing up anyway. The problem is most people stop when it starts to hurt. They think discomfort is a sign something's wrong. It's not. Discomfort is the receipt. That's how you know you're paying. That's how you know you're making the trade comfort now for power later. You think successful people don't feel pain. They do. They've just decided to make pain part of the deal. They expect it. They embrace it. Because they know pain is the proof of growth. There's no way around it. If you want to get what few have, you have to do what few are willing to do. That means sacrifice. That means doing boring work daily. That means staying focused when everyone around you is distracted. That means putting your pride aside and starting small, failing, and learning publicly. Most people are too soft for success, not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they avoid pain. They keep hitting the snooze button on hard decisions. They numb the discomfort with entertainment. They procrastinate on purpose. But you, if you're serious, if you're really about this life, you make a different choice. You lean into the pain, you welcome it like a personal trainer who's pushing you past your limits. Because that pain, it's the tax, it's the toll, it's the price. So stop looking for the shortcut. Stop looking for the hack. And start paying the full price in effort, in discomfort, in sweat, in time. Because success is sold only one way, full price, no refunds. At the end of the day, this all boils down to one thing. You can make excuses, or you can build power, but you can't do both. Excuses feel good now, but they cost you later. Power costs you now, but it pays you forever. You've got to stop waiting to feel ready. Stop blaming your past. Stop collecting information and calling it progress. Stop looking at your constraints like they're walls, they're weights. You use them or they use you. You want to win. then you own everything, you act without emotion, you execute relentlessly, you pay in pain and you pay in full. That's the game, that's the mindset. No one's coming to save you, no one owes you anything, and no one's going to do the work for you. But if you're willing to drop the excuses, step into the discomfort, and take full responsibility for your outcome, then no one can stop you either. So stop talking, start doing, the clock is ticking, the price is pain, and the reward, power, no excuses, just power, let's go.